So the comment got cut off, but what it reads is, I realize you're in SoCal, but do you have any thoughts on high efficiency dishwashers being connected to Johnson T airgap devices, specifically overcoming the back pressure from the Johnson T? These are more likely to be found in the Puget Sound area, and it's stumping my usual plumber. Ladybird, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked, and we're going to get into it right now. If you show this picture to the majority of plumbing professionals in Northern America, their legitimate reaction is going to be,
what in the fuck knuckles is this?
I would wager there's a good number of them that have never seen or heard of these things before. The majority of them are not me. They're not a literal nerd that hyperfixates on obscure plumbing knowledge. Now, this thing is about as old as I am. It was invented in 1979. I think it was actually patented in 1980 by a guy named Johnson. Actually, a guy from Seattle. So there's a reason that these are kind of mostly confined to the Pacific Northwest, because that is where they became most popular. As we've talked about before, most modern installations of dishwasher fall into one of two categories: the airgap installation with or without a garbage disposal, and the high loop installation with or without a garbage disposal. Either way, these are intended to do the same job. If there's a clog in the drain line from the dishwasher, with the airgap will spit water into the sink and you'll know there's a clog. And here it won't. It'll just sort of back up. But in both cases, when water is running freely, it will just drain up and then drain downhill, and that downhill action creates a siphon. And that's kind of the same thing that's happening here, is the dishwasher drains into this, the water pumps it all the way up and over and down that loop and down the trap, and away it goes. Now, the neat thing here is your dishwasher has its own P-trap or odor trapway. And this device that sits up top has its little air intake clean out looking device here. Now, I'm willing to bet a few plumbers that are watching this are going, Dave, people are putting this in the wall? And the real answer is it's not too common anymore. Mostly because these are half-inch lines, and newer dishwashers have a larger drain output of 5/8 and also quieter pumps that don't work quite as hard, which is what's leading to your back pressure issue. You're shoving 5/8 worth of stuff into a half-inch line. And actually, I think this is CPVC, so this is outside diameter 5/8, inside diameter half-inch, whereas the inside diameter of the dishwasher hose is 5/8. So you're kind of going down before you go up, which is what's causing your issue. Now, I don't personally know too many plumbers that do this on new installations. If you're doing a remodel, or you're doing a new build, or you're doing an add-on or something like that, now's the time to bring it current. So what do you do? That's a great question. I'm going to give you 3 options. Option number 1, most people don't like a regular air gap mostly because this gasket is exposed so you can see it, and it also collects gunk. So get one where the gasket is covered, like up top here and down below here. That's a cover. That's an entire air gap assembly. Option 2, hit up my buddies over at Kingston Brass. They have some very decorative air gaps in a variety of finishes, in a variety of different designs too. I mean, check that out. You got that cool hex look right there. Something a little more ornate, a little more Victorian, I think you might call that. So you could do option number 1, under $50. Option number 2, under $100. And this is option number 3. It's under $300. But it's from this company called Waterstone. And again, they have lots of different finishes, a couple different designs on their luxury air gaps. These are very, very thick, by the way. They're not like little tiny cylinders. Incidentally, I think this is the one that Taylor Swift has. Or had. It's been a while since we did her kitchen. She may have updated by now. Yeah, so long story short, there's not a whole lot you're going to do about that back pressure because you're using a device from the 80s and attaching it to an appliance from 2025. I mean, that's the end result there. I hope that helped, and I hope that answers your question.